apologies seem to be the theme of the day. I mean, I got one from Simon this morning, but that's just by the by. Another one this morning comes by way of Aleksandar Mitrovic to Chris Kavanagh, the referee. Stuart, you'll have seen this. Of course, we remember vividly the scenes at Old Trafford when a very hot under the collar Aleksandar Mitrovic set about Kavanagh and was promptly red carded. Now it seems the apology is out there, and we'll see if it gets worse than a 3-match ban for him in the fullness of time. There have been talks of 10-game punishments for the likes of Mitrovic, who squared up and put his hands on Kavanagh on the day. And he goes on to say, Mitrovic, amongst other things, I've been away with my national team, I've had time to reflect on the Manchester United match, etc, etc. I've accepted the 3-match ban for my red card. I've spoken to Chris Kavanagh to apologise, and I have volunteered to accept a club fine. Now, all well and good, he says, I hope to be back soon and repay the club's faith and their support. The FA has said the 3-match ban isn't sufficient. Do you think there is the same energy there as was before to extend that to as much possibly as a 10-match ban?
This is damage limitation. That's what it smells like to me, Jim, to be honest with you. The first thing you would do as a manager, as a press officer, if your player laid a hand on the referee, the alarm bells are ringing. As soon as they come in, you're saying to that player, we need to get out there. You need to cut it off at source if you can and limit the punishment. They're hoping that it'll be just left like that because, he's come forward and put his hands up.
Should he not have done it sooner? I mean, the game was on the 19th of March.
He shouldn't have done it in the first place, Jim. Let's be honest with you. And this incident, for me, underpins the lack of respect that referees are getting, and it frustrates the life out of me. I watched a game, Liverpool-Everton, the other week, and I watched a player abusing the referee. You could see what he was saying to the referee, swearing at the referee. The referee does nothing about it. And the sad thing is, I think referees and lines people know that if they do something about it, it's them who get hung out to dry and not the players this day and age. And that's the sad thing. I saw a player taking a throw-in a corner flag. The linesman stood next to him and said, don't move any further up the pitch. He walked 10 yards up the pitch and took the throw-in. The linesman done nothing about it. And I'm thinking, it's eroding, I think, the game. And it's not a good spectacle. And this is a tip of the iceberg on it as well.
I mean, Simon, basically, do apologies like this one from Mitrovic, do they water down any potential punishment? Because I think that's what he's hoping.
Well, I think there's very little to add to what Stuart said, because I think I agree with every aspect of it. I mean, there is an element of that officials have to be stronger and have the courage of their convictions and not be prepared to worry about the consequences. And that will come in the territory of Howard Webb being on the front foot and starting to be more vociferous about what he expects from his officials and starting to call that need out in the public domain. So he starts preparing for the backlash that will come when officials start moving into the territory of consequencing players for the very things that Stuart says, like encroaching 10 yards up the pitch as a matter of course. That's the thin end of the wedge, right? But that's where it starts. And if people start pulling people up on that, they'll say they're bloody traffic wardens, for crying out loud. But the point is you've got to have the culture right. Now, going to this particular point, he's been sanctioned. What there is now is a lobby coming up saying it's not enough, right? Well, he's been sanctioned, and that is the sanction that's been given. And of course, the moral majority are now saying he needs to be sanctioned more. But the
FA are saying that.
The FA, on the basis of what?
The 3-match ban itself, as it stands, is insufficient.
So why wasn't he given a greater ban at the time then? I don't understand that. I'm missing something. If he's been given a 3-match ban,
a red card is a 3-match. He was red carded. Right. Red card, 3-match ban.
So they
say it's insufficient. We're saying, well, what would be sufficient?
Right. Okay.
Well,
interesting.
If you go back to Di Canio pushing the referee, what was Di Canio's ban for pushing the referee over?
I think it was 10, wasn't it? Something significant like that.
Has that set a precedent on what the punishment might be? Was it a less of a push? Either way, you're putting your hands on the referee, and not in a kind way.
Mitrovic has got in here, Simon, before they can announce what they're going to announce, whatever that is. But the investigation is still ongoing at the FA. Right. Now, this is why Mitrovic has stolen a march.
So the process is this, that it automatically, because he's been sent off, it got a 3-game ban. But there's going to be a separate disciplinary hearing to be able to
It might go to 6.
Okay, fine. With that in mind, precisely that's the case. If you're going to get out in front of it, you get out in front of it. None of this is contrition. All of this is contrived. All of this is based upon a sentiment of damage limitation, of management of the circumstances. The FA they will be forced. No two ways about it. They will be forced into a situation because of the nature of the background noise about what's happening at grassroots that is becoming more of a roar than a rumble in terms of referees that are being attacked, in terms of the need for referees to have body cams at grassroots levels, in terms of the constant reporting from Referee Watch about what's happening to referees, in terms of the constant situation in terms of referees getting themselves into the way of situations with players. We saw it starting to become more prevalent with the Bruno Fernandes incident, and there was a roar about this. There will be an absolute roar for a significant consequence, and I should imagine it will be in excess of 6 games.
Yeah. I mean, you as an ex-top player, sure, you say utterly unacceptable what he did.
I'm an ex-player. I'm also a qualified referee as well, which I qualified when I was 21 years old.
Yeah.
So I half see it from both aspects. I don't enjoy watching the product of football at the moment with the gamesmanship.
How do you half see? Are you saying you half see the Mitrovic situation from his point of view? Because if you
I don't.
Because if you
I'm seeing it from a referee's point of view. If I was out there wearing a black uniform, refereeing the game, I would want more support from the people above me.
Yeah.
I would want more support from the Football Association. I'd want more support from everyone. And the first person who come up to me shouting and effing and blinding, I'd show a red card, say, get off. Anyone else wants some more? And we need to back up our people.
But the media need to back it up as well.
Exactly,
yes,
they do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
probably our
pundits,
our radio
our media,
station,
yeah.
our pundits, everybody. And when you look, this is why referees are supposed to stop the game for serious head injuries now.
And
they stop it for everything because they're too scared not to, in case there's a backlash of you've missed one and it was a serious injury or whatever. All of those things are thrown in the mix.
A lot of support for what you've just said, Stuart. Yeah, one such person is David Prutton, former player, of course, Sky Sports pundit. He says, I'm listening, guys, 3 games nowhere near enough, and that's from experience, personal experience. Yes, Mitrovic correct to apologise to get ahead of it, but it sets such a dreadful example and makes an impossible job even harder.
Yeah, the apologies are bare minimum.
Yeah.
If you don't apologise after you've pushed a referee on a football pitch and intimidated a referee, where's the game going from there?
Yeah,
100%.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.